Hi, welcome to Cellar.tv with your host, Cellar, Addison Rex. We got a great show for you today. We're sitting here with winemaker Robert Rex.
And Walker.
Winery dog and mascot. Well, we're lucky to have him on the show today.
Me or Walker?
Both. Walker's always a special guest star, though. So, I guess first I just want to ask you how long you've been doing this. I mean, quite some time now.
What day of the week is this? I think I started on Monday.
Today's Friday. A week now. Not too bad. You learned a lot in a short period of time.
Short period of time. I'm a quick study.
Well,
this is my 37th year
making wine.
Yeah.
As a label, Deerfield, as a Deerfield label.
No, the first one was Rex Cellars. 1973. Actually, I made a wine in '72, but it was from a winemaking kit, you know, with grape juice concentrate.
How was it?
Oh God, it made really terrible. Made really terrible wine.
Off to a rocky start. Well,
PJ got me started. You know.
Really?
Yeah, PJ's my wife. You know that.
Yeah, I know that, but maybe our viewers don't.
Yeah, PJ Rex. It was before we were married, and I used to work on cars. Don't have much time for it anymore, but my brother and I built a Model A Ford hot rod when we lived in Los Angeles, and so I worked on cars. And when I was in college, I worked on cars to make money, you know. And PJ had this. Actually, it started out with she had Fiat, and I was married to someone else
at the time.
Yeah, and she had a Fiat too. They were friends, two girls with Fiats, right? And I worked on Fiats. So I owned a bunch of Fiats. They don't sell Fiats here anymore, but they did then. I had a '69 Fiat.
Yeah, you don't see them often at all.
I had this very cool '69 Fiat coupe that was tricked out. And so I fixed her first her Fiats, and then I started to work on Alfa Romeos because you could make more money working on Alfa Romeos. So
PJ's got one now.
Yeah. So I told both the women in my life. I was married to one. The other one was just a friend. And I told them they should get Alfa Romeos because everything in Alfa Romeo was stronger than everything in a Fiat. You know, the bearings were bigger, and the shafts were bigger, and the bolts were bigger, so it was a better car, right?
Yeah.
So they both sold their Fiats at the same time, bought Alfa Romeos. So there were two Alfa Romeo Spiders, a '72 and a '74. And I helped both of them buy their cars. And so I worked on them. And so I worked on PJ's car. And as a thank you gift for working on our car, you know, she was a family friend, so I didn't ask for parts money, but you know, I did the rest gratis. And as a thank you gift for working on her car, she bought me this winemaking kit. She went to my friend who was running
So PJ got you started.
Yeah. And she still has the car.
Yeah. Oh, that's that same car.
Same car.
Oh, no way! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's what started it all.
Yeah, it's still parked in the porte cochere at the house.
Yeah.
In fact, I was driving around today.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
So same car. It wasn't so much that I had graduated in chemistry, so it wasn't so much the kit. I was convinced really that you couldn't make good wine at home because you know, we're Italian on my mother's side, your grandmother's side. He's my nephew, you know, and so I had tasted a lot of homemade wine that these Italians made. It was all terrible.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely undrinkable. They put
country
half wine and half 7-Up to make it drinkable.
Oh yeah.
So I said, you can't make good wine at home, but she gave me these books on how to make wine, mostly written by Englishmen, as a matter of fact. I don't know, maybe the Englishmen couldn't buy wine, I don't know, but they were big into home winemaking.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
They're jealous of the French.
And well, the French didn't have to make homemade wine because they made so much other stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was the books that got me interested in it because it gave me the scientific basis of how to make wine. And being a scientist,
Because you were a chemist.
yeah, I spent the entire year reading all these books and getting more books. And so by the time the next harvest came around, which was 1973, I decided I should make wine from grapes. So, but I didn't know where to get grapes. So I knew the Italians always made homemade wine. So I looked in the Oakland phone book. We were living in Berkeley and looked up a trucking company that had an Italian name. So I called up Giuseppe's Trucking.
They must know how to do it.
I said, "Are you guys bringing in grapes for their home winemakers?" "Oh yeah, we're bringing in next week. We're bringing in a truckload of Lodi Zinfandel."
They're the first people you called?
Very first one I called.
That's funny.
So I went down there. I says, "What day are they going to come in?" Because I knew they'd keep them in cold storage, and it's like strawberries. You can't store them very long, they start to get moldy.
Yeah.
So I went down to the trucking company one Saturday, the day they said the grapes were coming in. I bought 12 or 14 lug boxes of these Lodi Zinfandel. They were actually pretty good, nice ripe fruit, and made wine out of it. Made a half barrel wine. That was my first one.
And it was.
I still have one bottle of it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not drinkable anymore.
No, well, last bottle I'm not going to open it to find out. It has a Xerox label and it says Rex Cellar. Foot stomping good.
Oh, it's good.
I made little rubber stamps with the names on it so I could stamp the labels. Made rubber stamps out of erasers, carved out.
Really? Like actual pen erasers?
Yeah, yeah.
That's funny. Well, so that's what I was going to ask you was, I mean, your background was in chemistry. So is that what really got you interested in the first place, was the chemistry aspect of it?
Well, it goes back further. I started cooking when I was about 8 years old, and got into cooking. Discovered Julia Child's on TV when I was in junior high, I guess it was.
So did you like that new movie?
I love that movie. I did kind of the same thing. I cooked that book from one end to the other over a period of years. In my high school years, and I'd cook for girls,
Yeah, they like that.
Oh yeah, it works really well.
Yeah.
And so I got interested in baking, and I became a baker, and that got me interested in chemistry. So it's the cooking that got me interested in chemistry. And then wine. I moved from Los Angeles, where we were living. I went to high school down there, and then I came up to Berkeley to go to Cal, and my cousin, who was a little older than I was, started a wine tasting group, and we'd get together once a month and taste wine. And I became wine tourists. It was close to the wine country, so we'd come up here.
And where were you living?
Berkeley. There were you could visit all the wineries in Napa and Sonoma in one day. There were just a handful of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
Big difference. And I got interest in wine from both those angles, through this tasting group and also from being a wine tourist. And it was a good time to get into wine because when I was just out of college, wine was very inexpensive. You could buy really good French wines for less than $10.
It's also not the case today.
No, I mean, rate of growth,
Yeah.
First and second growth. I can remember buying Chateau Latour for $16, $17. Now it's $700-800. So I tasted all the great wines of the world and got kind of in a circle of wine geeks. We didn't have the term then, but that's really what it was about. And got very serious in wine. So the cooking, the chemistry, and the love of wine meshed together into winemaking, and it's just, I think it was destiny. That's who I was supposed to be. So